Right, this Hotpoint TCM 570, it's actually dragged from the street and it was actually upside down. It was also raining at the time, so the water's leaked onto the motor, but I've given it over 24 hours now to dry out, and it's pretty dry in here as well, pretty warm, and that's what was in it. Yep, glass and that biocare.com. It's like a squishy thing, but lots of glass. There's the house nearby had a skip outside, so it's been renovating, whatever. This might work, but it's very, very full of fluff. There is a green dot on it, which would suggest that it's been repaired. But there's only one, and it's on the back, not three. I don't even know if this works. Put it in. I'll put it on an RCD trip just in case. There's mild glass in there. And after looking at the fluff filter's still the same. Although they're saying that I wasn't part of it. What you call it, but I honestly, it's the biggest reason why I do catch on fire. But it is full of fluff, and I mean really full of fluff. That just sounds more like a hot pot, a normal hot pot. Timer seems to be working, great. There's a little tickety noise, and that'll be a fan down the bottom, I think. That's the one playing on the actual condenser, rather than the induction one. Might not have an induction one. Well, that's low heat. There isn't actually any heat. No, there's no heat at all. Go through there. Oh no, that's high heat. Try it on low. There's no heat coming through on high, suggesting that the element's actually blown, or the thermostat's blown or something. Let's try on low. Heat, there might not be any heat at all. It's the thermostat, sometimes low heat works and high heat doesn't, so now that's just a thermostat not working. This is 2 seconds 6. No. I'd say that the heater's blown. Well, there is a thermostat. I don't know. I could test the thermostat. It's probably more likely to be scrapped. There isn't really much to be. I'll take the condenser out of it. Right, White Knight C. Better get around it. It's not actually inside. C372WV. Single tumble. Bit of a dent there, but let's see if it works. I've just plugged it in. It's been drying out for 24 hours. Let's just see if it produced any heat anyway. That should be enough. Producing heat? I don't think so. There is some heat there, so the heat's working, it's just making that bloody noise. Guess I've seen worse. I could open it up and see what's going on with it then. Right, final test before I absolutely throw this into the bin. Right, so we've had a new board put in, we tried a different pressure sensor. This one, which is off the Electra, which I know works. I've blown down the pressure tube and it's blowing fine into the sump. There's water in the sump. But don't forget, of course, if the sump wasn't connected, there'd be no pressure on the switch. So therefore, it would be reading faults. And so, it'd be reading open, shall I say, even. And therefore, it wouldn't shut off the water. Which is false anyway. So, we've got new board, like I said. Tried the different door lock, that didn't work either. Again, that was just the Electra, didn't work. Now the Electra's actually running with the door lock from this, and it's fine. The final thing it came to think was, is it the wiring loom? So I've changed the wiring loom. It's the only thing I've changed. Sometimes connectors can connect inside the connector. But we've got different pressure switch, different board, different wires now. And like I said, this pressure switch is from that. The board is used. And I don't know where my LCD is, so this could all just go horribly wrong. Okay, the wire's not in, not connected up. If it does work, I'll actually connect it all back in. If it doesn't, because the old wire's there actually. That's the old one. It's no connected in. Where does it go to? Get out of the way, shall we? No, it's locked straight away. Shouldn't be doing that. Why is it locking straight away? Okay, that's it. I'm out of ideas. I have completely... You can put it into rinse and it will have water untimed. You can put it into spin, it will drain but won't kick into drain. It won't kick into spin though, because of course it still thinks it's full of water. Like I said, the pressure pipe, this pipe is clear, it's blowing through freely, it's blowing into the sump, and I can hear it bubbling, because of water in there still. So it's blowing through, and blowing through the water that's inside the sump and the pressure chamber. Well, still thinks it's full of water. Right, so an update on the W985, since we're like progressively trying to make our way backwards repairing stuff. Anyway, progress is, so we've had a look at the brushes. I thought I'd take a look at the brushes since that's what it sounded like. This is the holder. Right. So, if I turn it around a bit, so this is the back where everything plugs in. So it plugs into here. We've got some earths, etc. And then there's a little bit of blackening here on that. And then when I actually got it out, if you notice this brush, that's a spring. There's no brush on the end. There's basically a good 2/3 full of a brush, but then if you look at the other brush, that's at the end of the brush and it's at an angle. Bit of a weird one. So that's that. And then the other problem was the on-off switch. So obviously we can operate it with the on-off switch. Oh, there's the broken. So here we go. That's the brush. See, it's quite lengthy, and that one's been wearing how it should be. Where's the on-off button? Right, so this is the on-off button. And the door works by literally pushing the on-off button as well. So you can open the door when it's off, but it'll just obviously put the power on temporarily to undo it. Anyway, if you notice the on-off button, you have this little, like, this metal thing here. And this yellow thing, right, basically goes into it. So basically what it looks like is that tiny piece of metal that you can't really see. Hold on, let's do that. Right, can you see this tiny piece of metal when I push the on off button? That's supposed to be a lot longer, and it runs within the grooves of this yellow piece here. Can we see? So that's how that works, but obviously for some reason it's broke. I don't know. Or it's gone in a bit and it's not working anymore. Obviously the actual switch works. So there's that. Right, but it looks like we're going to get some brushes for it then. Right, does anybody remember this from years and years and years ago? Yeah. Oops. I may have put the dial in wrong. I might need to redo it. So there's no belt. There's no light either. And my phone's down. But yeah, the motor's down there. In a minute we should see the motor. So either going to thing up straight into kind of like spin. Yay, we fixed it! And I put the dial on wrong. Right, so that means that, where's the old board? Ta-da! The old board. The Triac, that's that thing, blown. So now we've got a fully working machine. The only trouble, I need to find a belt, I need to find some screws for the back, and I need to obviously do the dial, because obviously when I put it in, you see those notches there? So we've got 3, 1, 2, 3, and somehow it's managed to let me put the dial in the wrong place. To be honest, the Vestel Vestels are like that as well. So even though they put that open gap in, it's very easy you can put it in the wrong way. And this also clips in like the Vestels as well, so you can't just pull the dial out, you've got to take the board off the back instead. Oh, sit right around. Ugh, annoying. It should be a case of just like taking off the board because it unclips. I can probably leave the wires in and just turn the dial around. Yay, we've got another one fixed. Right. Next. Also, while we're on the subject, this AEG Protex, we're trying to take the front weir. That's me and my dad. I've busy been trying to take this front off. Obviously, it's horrifically rusted. There's one bolt right at the bottom we just can't get off at all. So the machine's going to have to go over to my dad's house and I'm going to get an angle grinder on the bolt. Actually, no, he's got a set of bolt removers. And if that doesn't work, then it's angle grinder on the final bolt. At the bottom here, it's just horrifically rusted. Unusual, because they usually don't rust. But because of where it came from. Everything else works on it though. It's fully working, that you've probably seen in the past, maybe. No board error. The board error went. To be honest, I'll probably keep this myself. We're going to try and rewrap it first. And if not, we're going to replace the front, which is hard to find to come by as a used one. But you can buy them brand new as well. So let's load up. So we're going to load up one wool jumper. With some fairy liquid. We're going to select the wool program. Program J. So it looks like I need to look at the pre-wash valve on this. It's also letting you know there is a small amount of water when it's not in use. This wasn't used for, well, we brought it in on, plumbed it in on Monday, and it's, no, plumbed it on Sunday. Just wash. I've not been here for 2 days and come to it and there was a small amount of water in it. I think the valve on this pre-wash valve needs fixing. Looks like they've gone from the main wash to the pre-wash and then it's just taking ages to fill up now. Let's just stop this and yeah, it's gonna be 2 minutes. Or 10. Right, so this is part of the testing video, but anyway, we've got this Bosch V481 for some reason the main wash valve wasn't filling, or filling very slowly anyway. Anyway, it looks like the reason why is because there is a crack there in this valve, so it can't do a tight seal when it sucks the magnet, and therefore that's blown. So we could change that one over to that, but we're going to have a look at another one first. There's another valve, I think, lingering about that we know of. So we're going to use that instead, hopefully, and that will work. Just also a quick note, it went in yesterday, we did 95 wash, it filled fine, but maybe it's because it's been sat around for like several years that this has probably happened, so we put it on and all of a sudden it's torn inside. Bit of a shame really. Right, let's try this out then. So, we've now attached a four-way valve from a V596 VT that was a spare. So I'm actually borrowing it for now. And obviously what I've done, I've attached everything but 3, and there's the final one there, which doesn't actually have any electricity to it anyway. But this should work anyway, fine, hopefully. Ready? So that's the top valve. That's this one right at the top here. Appears to be filling, but very slowly. I could change it over. That's that thing. I can just change it over to this one if I want to. So that's pre-wash. Main wash. Perfectly working. Ooh. So that's just come out of that one, which is the shut-off valve. So what I'll do is stop that keep happening. We'll attach that to this one, or to this one. Actually, no, it's actually this one because that's the hot. That's B, and then C. Cool. So it looks like we're all working. We're going to unplug it. I'm going to swap this valve over to this one, and obviously attach that to the pre-wash, which is that, and try again, and then I'll attach that to this one. Right, so give us a second. Right, let's try again then. Pre-wash. Perfect! Brilliant! B. B. Yep. Look at that, look at the design as well. It's made so even if you pull the drawer out, it ain't gonna splash up here. Pity that this fault doesn't go into modern machines. Cool, now we're gonna put that top back on. Why don't we get some washing done then? Cool. Right, so we've got this to, I've been given this from a family friend, but told it was working, but the moment I picked it up, the moment I found the issue. Right, so from the outset, it's looking pretty, you know, it looks pretty good. I took obviously the filter out to keep it drained. And turn the drum bearing's fine, pulling that up fine. Concrete weight though, it's still on, but the lugs around the tub have snapped off. Yes, so we've got I've brought a spare already. I've got a spare down there, ready to go on. But before I go on any further, what I'm just going to do is quickly plug this in, and we'll just give this a quick little test spin to make sure that there isn't really any other issues. I want to turn it on, make it start, and see. Right, so the reason why I've just plugged it in, I want to make sure it turns on fine. It does. Easy iron, fine. Anti-allergic, fine. The buttons are responding very fine. Delay starts fine. All the buttons respond a lot better than the Logic one we got at work, despite it basically being very similar to it. Right. Start. Yep, we're working all right. Now, Right, so I know it's a bit tough to see around here, but anyway, we've got an AEG 72630 update. It's of course the first of the Electrolux made ones, but with the old AEG kind of display there. Right, it doesn't currently actually work. That's interesting. 900 puts it up minutes, 700 up even more. Weird, that's a weird one. That's first time I've seen anything like that. What's weird about this is the quick wash option. So the quick wash option actually on wool used to work, but on this series it doesn't. Delicates as well, 62 minutes, press quick wash, and it's 54 minutes, which means it's still the same length, really, as the Zanussi's. Huh. Bit weird. Easy iron, 84 minutes. Well, oh, we can have quick wash by those things. And then there's easy iron, normal 40, which is the same length. Whatever. Right, now, it won't work because it needs brushes. So, also, we can get the door open because originally, because it was still kind of locked, although amazingly you can push this with something else, kind of open it. Anyway, perfectly fine. Yeah, but the brushes need replacing, so it should be an easy fix. By the way, that's not me saying it needs brushes. I haven't actually investigated it myself, but Mr. Zanussi guy, who had it before me, was waiting on brushes to fix this, and he just decided kind of like chuck it out. Well, it's nice and white still. There's no yellowing, so I'm going to fix this up. I'll get my own older AG out, kind of wash race them both and compare them in a way, and then I'll probably sell this on. Obviously it's only a 1200 model. If I want anything, I want the 1800 model where all this lights up as well, which is really cool. So other than that, I really like it. I just want the top of the range one. Right, so that's just another one I'm working on at the minute. Oh, Bosch. This Bosch. Anyone who watched my videos, and people have pointed out how raspy the motor is. All it was is simply it needed brushes. The brush has now been put in, but I've lost the belt in the meantime. So I don't know. But it will be back in action. Right, that's about it actually for updates. Because right now, yes. Right. Hopefully this will work. Yeah, that's the way it fills up to. That's normal.